What's going on there, YouTube? Welcome back to another comic book video. This is the channel where we sit down and cover different comic book stories from different comic book companies. This time, we're going to jump over to DC Comics, and we're going to begin our coverage over DC Dark Knights of Steel, that is written by Tom Taylor. What would happen if the DC heroes' lives and adventures took place in medieval time? Of course, when you have Tom Taylor writing it, well, you get one crazy kind of story that is freaking wild and amazing. Except at every turn, something happens that makes you want to learn more about this world. So, if you like today's comic book story, please leave me a like down below. And also, subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, please let me know in the comments below. Because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoy today's video. So in the opening of this book, we pick up with the destruction of Krypton. And of course, the way the story usually goes, it means that Superman is going to be sent off from Krypton, which of course means that he is going to land on Earth and become the Superman of Earth. It seems that this is going to be the usual origin for Superman. But since this is an Elseworld book, well, of course, means that this is not going to be your usual Superman origin. Plus, this is Tom Taylor coming in and showing everyone how amazing he is as a writer. So when a rocket from Krypton lands, of course, you would think that this must be Smallville, or this could be Metropolis. It has to be one of the two cities that Superman has always landed at or would soon travel to live in. Except we come to find out that in the rocket, it is actually the parents of Superman from Krypton. That would be Jor-El and Lara. So that is a huge different thing to happen in the origin of Superman. Also that Lara is currently pregnant, and as soon as they crash on Earth, well, she goes into labor. With this story being about a time of medieval, a reimagining of a world where our heroes will live in, we pick up with a bunch of men on horses getting ready to shoot their arrows at Jor-El and Lara. Except two big things happen in this book. The first being that Jor-El powers activated. Because remember that when a Kryptonian is under a yellow sun like Earth's sun, they gain the usual Superman powers, and so he blows them away with his heat vision. At the same time, Superman is born, and now all three of them can continue to be a family in this new world they crashed on and being the last of their race. We then jump over to the Kingdom of Storms, where we pick up with a young Constantine who is saying some crazy kind of speech, starting off with that they have stepped onto our world from theirs. The Green Man waits, fire and blood. Gods are born, gods are killed. Castles crumble, people tear as easily as parchment. In the middle of this speech, we learn that the kingdom is, of course, owned or ruled by this universe version of Black Lightning. At the end of this section, Constantine finishes his speech, which is swifter than a crossbow bolt, more powerful than castle walls, soaring over morals and fortification. Look up in the sky. Once he is done, Constantine tells Black Lightning, the king of this area, that he saw the end of the world. 19 years later, we pick up with a young Kal-El, or we can call him Superman, and Bruce Wayne, who of course is already Batman in this universe. Now we pick up with Batman about to go on a mission to handle some kind of banshee, but Superman is not going because Batman knows one of the weaknesses of the House of El is magic, which has been a thing in DC Comics for a while now. But the mission is Batman, Alfred, who is also there. Alfred was the master of arms when the Waynes were king and queens, but continued on when the House of El rose up. Either way, after Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne argued about if Superman can go, it ended up with Bruce Wayne saying no and leaving because knowing that magic is a weakness to Kryptonians. So picking up with Batman, he goes to this village known as Feast Village. Of course, Alfred is accompanying him. This is also the moment we learn about the Robins. Now, out of all the Robins who are kind of like little minions or sidekicks to Batman, we learn that Duke, Dick, Stephanie, and Jason are the Robins to Batman in this universe. So far, no mention of Damian nor Tim. But we learn there is another Robin who is a spy at the Kingdom of Storm, the one being ruled by Black Lightning. Remember, they are here to get some kind of being that is known as a Banshee. Batman goes inside the house and he confronts the Banshee, where Batman asks her if she is a spy or assassin that was sent by the Kingdom of Storms. She tells Batman that she is not a spy or assassin, that really she is just someone who is here for another reason. But that is when we find out it is Dinah, aka Black Canary, and she does hit Batman with her canary scream, and she does this at full strength and blows up the entire building they were in. Now this is when you have Black Canary wondering, how in the world Batman is still alive? Because he was right in front of her when she did her usual scream. This planted the seed in his head to make him wonder the same thing. Either way, before she is able to do another scream on Bruce Wayne, well, that is when you have Clark appear and close the mouth of Black Canary to block her screams. Batman knocks her out with his sword so they can take her back to their kingdom. Except Clark Kent is kind of wondering, how in the world is Batman still alive after taking a blast like that so up close? After that, you have Tom Taylor throw out the idea that Harley Quinn lives in this universe, and it seems that she's just a jester to the court of elves. Either way, it was only one page, but Jor-El and Lara want to know why in the world Clark Kent was sent on that mission, because they still think it was a person who has magic powers. Magic is their weakness. But that is when Clark Kent tells his parents, who are the king and queen of the kingdom, that he went on his own will. This begins with another conversation, and the focus of that conversation is Black Canary. The reason why is because the mysterious fifth Robin of Batman is a spy in Black Lightning Kingdom who told Batman about how Black Lightning has sent a magic assassin. For Clark Kent, he thinks that Black Canary is innocent, and he thinks they are going against what the House of El means, which is to make the world better. But then we learn at this moment that Bruce Wayne was adopted by House of El, but because of traditions of this kingdom, since it was passed on by the elves, onto the elves by the Waynes, well, Batman is looked at kind of looked frowned upon because his parents are dead, so he's an orphan. It's kind of messed up. We then get a page where you have Jor-El go outside to talk to Bruce on his own. And this is also the moment you have Bruce tell Jor-El that he is wondering how he survived the blast of Black Canary. Also, this is the moment where everything falls apart for the kingdom of El. That is when we see that Constantine's prophecy is beginning to become true. Remember, Constantine said that a green man will be waiting, and of course could be the downfall for everything. So that leads into us seeing someone being the Green Lantern. We don't know who, but we see this person charging up this universe version of Oliver Queen Arrow, because this is the arrow that is going to change everything. The last 2 pages make us get the big secret that is going around the kingdom of El, which is that Jor-El explains why Bruce Wayne didn't die earlier. The reason why is because Jor-El and Martha Wayne, the mother of Bruce Wayne, cheated on their significant others, meaning that Bruce Wayne is Clark Kent's brother because Jor-El is Bruce Wayne's father. Except before they can talk more about that, the arrow from Green Arrow comes down and stabs Jor-El in the eye, of course killing Jor-El, but also us seeing Bruce Wayne heat vision beginning to activate from his anger. And this is where we are going to end today's video. So please hit that like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read? Well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, I do hope you enjoy today's video.